Okay, so here I'm going to talk about the Cannabis Cup because this is often mentioned quite a bit, and you might see seeds or cultivars labeled Cannabis Cup Winner. So I figured I should describe a little bit about what this is all about. Well, within the Cannabis Cup, there might be many out there, but kind of the High Times Cannabis Cup is the one that's kind of regarded as the most widely accepted. It has categories, rules, regulations, and everything I present here is based on the 2017 competition. There may be some changes, so use this as a point-in-time reference guide. Always check the current year's competition rules. In addition, only summaries are provided, so consult the full list of rules. Direct link to the rules that I used in the presentation are right here. If you want to go through and find them, this is a direct link to them. So again, with any competition, you should know the rules. This is from 2017. So why the High Times Cannabis Cup? Well, it's a large and well-established event that has set some of the standards for judging and competition. That's why I chose to focus on this one in particular. As with any competition, there are rules established, but there are also some potential concerns. I've attempted to provide some opinions and potential shortcomings of the rules that are presented. Now, the official rules, the important notes: all judging for High Times Cannabis Cup is conducted by doctor-prescribed and state-licensed medical marijuana patients. Entries are collected and distributed under the legal frameworks of each state's legal, medical, or recreational cannabis program or guidelines. So that's their official kind of stated rules. Now, a general statement: they do hold the human element as a judging system, as a variable component in the process. Even so, they're a measurable science component. So they typically have a qualitative and quantitative, depending on what category. Again, they want to have that experience, it's like the driver experience, with also that kind of lab-based kind of results. So the qualitative side of the scoring sheet accounts for about 70%, while the quantitative side accounts for about 30%. And again, percentages may vary by category, but that 30%, that quantitative, is more that scientific lab results. Qualitative is more that human experience. So general categories are listed here. I'm going to go through them. For each category, a summary of the category and description will be presented, followed by my comments. The same format will be used for judging and scoring information sections. So here we're looking at the flower category. So I'm not going to bore and go through all the rules. You can pause the video and read those for yourself. But in this flower category, we limit to the sativa and indicated flower entries. Well, right there, this is the part where the use of sativa and indica categories continues to exist and be used as criteria to be defined, even though they're only morphological differences, not actual chemical differences. So this kind of is part of just continuing that kind of debate and that separation, or that thought of separation between indica and sativas when there's no scientific basis for that. The judging and scoring for flowers: the use of lab tests focuses on the actual content of THC or CBD. However, terpene levels can impact the taste and profile, kind of like a fine wine. Also, since it's the actual plant product, how it physically looks is taken into consideration. So it's that lab component, that human experience, and also that visual effects. Concentrates and non-solvent hash is a category. This again shows the difficulty to change the community to use the term cultivar. They're using a lot of, you can see the terms of, strains and varieties, and not necessarily cultivars, and get away from these category classifications that may be established but lack scientific support. So just because it's constantly said, oh, indicas and sativas, this is again not showing a strong scientific basis for that, even though it's commonly established in the industry to the current point in time, at least. Now, the judging, the use of lab tests focuses on, again, the actual THC and CBD. Again, those terpene profiles can affect the taste. This is similar to the flower category, but since hash has been processed, it has a certain expected visual appearance for that consistency. Now, edibles is a category. This can be a very broad category. It takes into account the actual product, but also the packaging as part of the scoring criteria, which makes blind judging not possible. When producing a product, the packaging is also very important, and this category addresses the need for quality product and also quality advertising. The judging shows a very diverse marketplace here and lack of consistency. One main flaw is that product labels and packaging are simply graded on this criteria category as being present and are not actually checked or verified that what is stated on the package matches the test results. So that's a major issue, because this can be misleading, and the misconcept to the consumer that what is on the label actually represents what's in the product. So this misconception is kind of like, oh, if it's on the label, it's got to be in the product, not necessarily verified, at least in this case for the edibles. CBD entries, so this demonstrates that there's more than just percentage of CBD at play when selecting a cultivar. Also getting into the looking at of, not relying solely on those lab results in the past that they have. They've demonstrated that there's more than CBD at play, there's more to that. However, this does add a variable to the category, and that can, cause a different rating system. It may be hard to find what the exact definition is for that. Within the judging, adding the human and lab results speaks to the importance of the experience, or that kind of relates to the terpene level as much as the quality of CBD that is produced in that final product. There's the vape pen category. So this is part of a larger challenge, is the ease of use of such devices and flavoring additives, indicating the focus on recreation and less on medical value. So again, while this can be a great way for a very easy way, it can almost be a way that's too easy. It was newly established in 2016, indicating its popularity, but the flavoring additives kind of get that focus more on that recreation and less on the medical value. Also, when you look at the judging and the scoring, an issue is that extra points are awarded to a vape pen that's more stealthier, further driving the manufacturing to produce something that can be hidden, even if there's exponential usage of these style products by underage individuals. So this kind of favoring that concealing is only driving that potential use by underage users. So that can be an issue that they're rewarding companies for making a better concealed product. Also, it's nice to see that adding ingredients, directions, and warning labels get bonus points and are not a requirement. So again, this kind of speaks to, in all honesty, the shadiness of this particular category, and part of the reason why it has such a bad rap is because of these particular reasons here. Topicals are becoming increasingly popular, which justifies their recent inclusion for pain relief in particular. The judging of this category, a cannabis-infused topical, is required to participate, but keep in mind that the level or concentration is not a classification. So as a user, you need to keep the total amount the product contains as a consideration. It's not a requirement that all topicals must contain X amount of percent. So again, just important to keep that in mind with the various cannabinoid-infused products that are out there. The judging process, High Times has a scoring system. So they kind of a scorecard that gets placed. Employs two-tier digital and online and score sheet, kind of the scorebook, includes qualitative and quantitative scores. Each entry score averages will then be added to correlated with the lab results by the uploaded data. This system then combines the judges' averages of the qualitative score with the quantitative lab score, giving a final total of a possible 100 points. Cannabis Cup closing judging statement at High Times strives to create the most accurate comprehensive scoring system in the cannabis industry. Your participation and feedback as a competitor is integral to the process. We hope you're proud to be a part of the process, and we thank you for your support, patience, as we continually evolve the system into the world's ultimate cannabis scoring index. So they do give indications that they are willing to change. Again, this is just looking at 2017 as a point in time. Definitely areas, I think, for improvement. And as we get more people on board here, I think we can start to see some of the flaws, and High Times seems that they're striving for that accuracy. So there is that potential for change. Lastly, Cannabis Cup winners are in the industry. This is a high honor, and it's something that is a mark of excellence. Cultivars are often regarded as blank ears Cannabis Cup winner. The 2010 Cannabis Cup winner, the 2016 Cannabis Cup winner. You'll see that a lot of the times. So it's important to go back to the rules and see what that actually means, what they actually have to do to qualify for that. It's more to understand some degree which the grading system and to this label, so you can have a meaning or what making a comparison between two varieties. Just because something's a Cannabis Cup winner shouldn't be regarded as a blanket statement. Look back and see what some of the requirements are for that. And again, the year it may have won, if you could find those rules for that particular year, all the better.